think this video is a bit different because I started a little bit backwards. Well, I didn't film the whole process of reinstalling the new chain, new guides, new everything. I just wanted to do it quickly. There are a few little things that I'll go over after we try starting this video. Starting this car. I guess that's gonna be our second start. Let's see how it goes. If it starts, I will go over little details and things that I've discovered. Yeah, I'm gonna share it with you guys, but apologies that I didn't film it. There is quite a few videos out there on YouTube how to change the timing chain on these engines, and I thought maybe I don't have to do it. It's relatively straightforward. Anyways, I cranked the motor just to build up the oil pressure, and yeah, it's cranking fine. Well, there's only one way to find out if it's gonna start. So without further ado, let's give it a go. So ignition's on. Let's see how many lights we'll have. Okay, so check engine. I think this one is still, well, because my power steering motor is not connected. Okay, let's see. What do you think, guys? It's gonna start? I'd say it's a win. No check engine lights, no other lights. I mean, the steering, as I said. Wow, interesting. Well, I don't know. It's working. It's hunting a little bit. I don't know if it's not normal or not. Probably not, but I'd say it's a win. Let's go outside and see if there are any leaks or other unwanted noises. Yeah, that's definitely not normal. I might need to check the ECU, read the code, see if there's anything in there. But I mean, at least it's running, as you can see it. Anything? Nothing's leaking. That's another big plus. It's a bit noisy because I haven't connected the exhaust, so it is loud. But other than that, we have a running engine. I can't believe it took me so long to do it, but Z4 is officially running. Yeah, the engine is, I don't know if it's normal. Tell me, guys, if it's exactly how N20 sounds. As I said, the exhaust is not connected properly, but other than that, I don't know, like it feels a little bit shaky. Anyways, tell me if it's normal or not. This is my first N20, and for me it looks like it's working and sounding as a diesel, so I'm not very stoked about the noises. But anyways, I guess I'll just turn it off so I can talk normally and not scream at the camera. Right. As I said, I didn't film the whole process simply because there are so many videos out there going in detail about how to do it properly. One thing that I want to say, it's relatively bulletproof. Like, you have to buy a bunch of special tools. Actually, let me show you what I got. One case, second case, and there's another tool somewhere. Yes, this is it. Another tool that I bought to do this job, which is literally replace the timing chain. You can see this is for... Oh, actually, I'm missing this bit. I don't remember where I put it. This tool you need for your oil pump chain, which I'll show you. I'll show you all the old parts. This thing... Oh, okay, that's... came undone. But basically, this is a jig for setting up the cams. And you've got the tensioner and these little thingy to put through the flywheel, so it locks in top dead center. Relatively straightforward, and I mean, with these tools, changing the timing chain is very, very easy. Like, it's really foolproof, but it comes at an expense of, I think overall I spent about 100 quid on these three tools. By the way, this one is a little bit useless because on manual cars you don't have a hole big enough to slide the thing. This is your flywheel lock tool, so it locks the flywheel so you cannot turn it. And what I did, basically, if you watch any of those videos, it kind of slides in the bell of the gearbox on the automatic car, but in my case it didn't. The hole for this tool is way too small on the manual box, at least for N20 manual gearbox, so I ended up just removing this bit and jamming it against the engine. So when you're under the car, you'll see what to do. But yeah, if you have a auto, it might work. For manual, you need to improvise a little bit, which is not the end of the world, but again, I expected it to work because you watched the video and like, yeah, just put the tool in. No. Right, next one. The thing that I was struggling the most was the oil pan. Really difficult to get out, simply because the way it's done. I think I binned my old oil pan, but I'll show you on the spare engine. You have these two tabs that are sitting in the bell housing of the gearbox. So when you're trying to remove it, imagine you have your gearbox and the gearbox is sitting right about here. So every time you're trying to remove it, these two tabs hitting the gearbox, and there is no room to slide it forward because in here, like you can see this section, this is where the oil pump is sitting, and it's really big because it's like the counterbalance shaft and stuff like that. It's a big unit, and even though I've lifted the entire engine as far as it could go with a crane to a point where it started lifting the entire car, hopefully it didn't damage anything, but even then I didn't have enough room. So what I did, I ended up removing this engine bracket, removing it entirely, and then I've managed to kind of like snake this oil pan out this way. Getting it back in was a little bit more difficult. I ended up loosening the gearbox and basically moving it back a little bit. So I put the two top bolts, well, they were two bolts in the top, and I just loosened them a little bit so I could get a little bit of gap, like about 5 mil. And even then, it was very tight squeeze. I spent probably like a good half an hour just trying to get that oil pan where it should be. And yeah, that's probably the hardest part of the entire thing. The parts that I've used, Fabi, this is the part number if you want to do it. This is the oil chain thing, and honestly I would strongly advise changing it. Like if you have an N20 and you haven't done your timing chain, yeah, this is the tensioner, this is the old crankshaft bolt, which again comes with a kit. Tensioner comes with a kit. It also comes with these hardware. It's basically the stuff that holds all the guides where they should be. Where is my chain? I thought I left the chain in here. Maybe I don't remember where I put it. Oh, right here. So this is the old. Oh, found the tool. Yeah, this is the tool. Came from here. Stay here. Yeah, old bits. These things are your guides for the chain, and as you can tell, this section is missing, and it shouldn't be like that. It should be like that. The whole circle should be there, but it's not there. This bit is broken. You can see the wear on the guide, and it's quite deep. I think it's about, maybe it's deepest, 1/2 mil dip. I don't know if you can see, but you can see my nails. It's not even catching, it's just digging into this. This unit is your oil pump chain thing that operates the oil pump, and yeah, everything is basically sandwiched together like this, and the crank bolt, that's long bolt. Hold on, I'll show you. This bolt is holding everything together, and in my case, when I left the spanner on on this bolt, what happened, everything got loose. So the crank just spun because I was cranking the starter motor, and everything just got out of time. Why the valves didn't hit the pistons? Theory number one. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, I forgot to. I left the key in the ignition. I'm just gonna disconnect the battery. But basically what happened, I think, hold on. What happened was, well, as I said, theory number one, when all this stuff got loose, so your timing chain wouldn't move, or wouldn't move nearly as much, because this thing wouldn't have any friction, because there is no, I mean, that your harmonic balancer is separate. There's like I don't know what to call it, but kind of like a press fit thingy. Just it slides, like the sprocket slides onto that shaft. Let's call it a shaft. And all of it is just sitting there and it's moving freely. So your sprocket that kind of like moves everything on your cams is just not doing anything, because the crankshaft is spinning, but it's not spinning the sprocket. Same thing happens with the oil pump sprocket, this bigger one. It's just moving or not moving around. So what happened on theory one, when that bolt got loose, nothing was spinning the way it should. When I tightened the bolt, I guess I got lucky, and it just got to a position where nothing was hitting anything. Plausible, but I don't think a man like myself can get that lucky. Theory number two is that because it's got variable timing, so your exhaust and intake cams have some degree of adjustment when the engine, so like your VTEC, your Vanos, well, it's Vanos kind of thing. It moves the, it changes the degree on the cams, not degree, it just turns the cams a little bit, making them more aggressive. So I think in your basic position, your default state, those cams, the lift on the cams is not big enough, so it's not pushing the valves for the duration is not as long or not deep enough to hit the pistons. So technically it makes it non-interference engine, at least when it's running like at idle speed, for example. And I think that's what happened. So when even when everything got loose and spun it a little bit, and then I tighten it back, the engine would have never hit, well, the pistons would never hit the valves, if it makes sense. Whether I'm right or not, I don't know. As I said, there are two theories. The first one is a bit of a stretch, that I just got lucky. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not gonna argue with that, but it is what it is. Yeah, everything else was a rather straightforward process. As I said, there are plenty of videos that you can watch, what I did before doing this job. Yeah, not that hard. What we do need to do though is to repair my power steering motor, because I obliterated it during my unfortunate mishap with the spanner on the crankshaft bolt. I don't know what's going on today, guys, but this is the cap of the motor, and I got myself a new one, which I'll hopefully will replace in a couple of days. Also, the wiring was damaged, so I need to repair that. But overall, I'm hoping that the next video is going to be us driving this car for the first time, just outside of the garage and just up and down the street. I mean, this is private land, so I'm not taking it on public roads as of now, because it doesn't have MOT, and it's Soren. But yeah, I think we're getting closer to a fully running and driving car. I don't know if the engine sounds healthy or not. I'm not particularly happy that it's hunting and basically stalling almost. Let's actually give it another go. I'm just curious if it's gonna do it again. Let's put the battery on, tighten it up. Yeah, it's tight enough. So, second stop, and as you can tell, it's 19 minutes of me talking. That's a lot. All right. The very last stop before I finish this video. Seems all right. Most importantly, it doesn't misfire, which is great. Looks a lot better to me. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.